it's really just starting from middle school, high school age where, you know, they're pushing, oh, well, you know, if you're in high school, if you're 16, 15, you need to get on birth control. You need to suppress your fertility. Your fertility is not a gift. It's something that's going to get in the way of you being able to just live freely. You know, we know what that means.
Yep.
Instead of actually cultivating healthy and loving relationships and understanding that not only if you're engaging in hookup culture, are you, you know, putting yourself at the possibility of getting pregnant with somebody that maybe you shouldn't be having a, you know, as the father or the mother of your children, but you're also putting yourself at risk for like in the future not being able to really connect with people, right? And some women are on birth control for over 30 years. And then they get to that point where they've had their career, they've gotten everything, you know, they've accomplished everything that they've wanted to, and now they want to start a family and they're having trouble even conceiving a child because we've been told that injecting ourselves or just feeding ourselves these hormones for decades is just normal, you know, when in all actuality, it's damaging our minds and our bodies.
Right. I've had this idea tossing around in my head for a few months, which is that the Bible is God's, law, but it seems to me like we've all had our fun disobeying the law, and some laws are not as fun to disobey, and some are have a lot of consequences.
Yeah.
But His law was written to protect us, and what we're seeing is that the more we sexualize kids in junior high, even elementary school, teach women that it's empowering to sleep around. But then at the same time, while you're empowering them to sleep around, that sleeping around would lead to pregnancy eventually. But no, you don't want that. So why wouldn't we teach them, maybe don't sleep around because your body does this and it's a miracle. But if you're not ready for that miracle, the smart thing to do would be to not. And God's law is there to protect us. And I'm more and more becoming like a Quaker. I'm like, if we could all just go back to living on the prairie and eating like meat and vegetables, and nobody sleeps with anybody till they're married. I know that's not normal, but these problems would all be solved. Like they literally would all be solved if we all obeyed God's word. And I know it's 2023 and that's never going to happen, but why aren't we at least dropping those kind of hints? Like, hey, I know it's kind of prude to wait till you're married, but look at all of the problems it would prevent if you did. Forget that it's a Christian belief, right? Or a biblical belief. What if you did? You wouldn't even need to worry about birth control. You wouldn't need to worry about an unplanned pregnancy.
And chastity is looked at as something that is a Christian view. And many Christians, we do share that in God. That's what God teaches. It's actually, it's a way of life to protect yourself, and it's the greatest form of commitment to the person that you're going to dedicate your life to. Because if you're willing to wait for that person to commit to yourself to that person without engaging in that the strongest level of connection that you can bond with somebody right? This is the most vulnerable that you can be with somebody. And we started looking at it like that, rather than something like you're holding back from your partner, right?
Yeah.
We looked at it as something like the greatest form of dedication and commitment. I think people would be much more open to the idea of it.